Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whoever you are and wherever you are. Today is the 16th of March 2025. Today is currently a day 2 of the Kuala Lumpur International Numismatic Fair, or KLINA. As you might heard what I said before, International Numismatic Fair in Kuala Lumpur is held twice a year. One is typically on March or April, and the other one would be on September or October, depends on the condition and the schedule of Singapore and Hong Kong's a numismatic fair. Most of the time, these two places, Hong Kong and Singapore, are regularly coordinate with Kuala Lumpur International Numismatic Fair. So they tend to be very close together, and most of the time the dealers that we meet are the regular dealers. I kind of nickname them the nomad dealers. They're like nomads. They migrate from one country to another country carrying their goods like a merchant should be, but except his goods are all currency, old, new, legal and non-legal notes already, non-legal tenders. They just travel around the world. So this weekend they are in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia before they move on to next week's fair in Singapore, the next coming weekend. So they're kind of rush to move. I did say that there's 3 days event. The first day was yesterday, which is pretty unusual because normally they'll have the first day on Friday, and this time they held it on Saturday as the first day, and Sunday as second day, and Monday as the third day. I think it's kind of better in the way that the first day falls on the Saturday, which has more accessibility to everybody. It's much more accessible to every visitor, every amateur, professional, or investors to drop by on the first day, because the first day is where all the goods are available. So it's kind of first come first serve basis, and first come first serve basis situation is if it was on Friday, like me, I won't be able to get it. So a lot of the people who are professional or people who do this as a living, buying and selling new coins, stamps, and banknotes, they'll get all the good deals, the limited kind of notes, rare notes, ultra rare notes, on the first day, which previously held on Friday. Apparently they have held the first day this time on Saturday, so giving more options to availability for those who are normally works on Monday to Friday. They are available, so the hype will start on Saturday, then peaks on Sunday, and then it falls to the end on Monday, which is a working day, and also Monday blues. So a lot of people might not attend. The attendance will be shorter, and most of the time that on the last day of the event, the dealer usually operate half a day, about a couple of hours. So it makes sense they put it on Monday, because the visitors visiting on Monday will be lower, number one, and they probably already bought what they need during the weekend, and giving more time for the dealers to pack up slowly and move on to the next place, which conveniently will be on Singapore next week. So a little bit of sidetrack note. What can I say? Still again about the United States, they're in turmoil. Jobs lost, economic instability started, stock market is in crash mode, but a certain level of defense has been aligned and realigned itself. So I think probably the most interesting is people starting to buy golds and so forth. So the price of gold will go up eventually. Yeah, eventually it goes up. Now, other than news that happens in America, I think the world is quite in the sense that we are currently in the big question mark is how the world could survive without United States. We are addicted to United States like a drug. How can we push ourselves without relying on United States? That is the biggest question. Push America out of the equation, and how could it survive? Many European countries rely on military guarantee from the United States. Americans are quite concerned that, as I said the last time, is they spend so much money on military without having expense to spend on its own citizens, especially like education, healthcare, which we kind of see what's going on in the United States at the moment. Some may say no, America is so rich they can actually afford to have the better healthcare and better health, this and that. But seriously, every country has to rebalance itself. And one of the consequences of being rebalanced is remilitarize every single state in the world, especially European countries like the British, Spanish, the French, Germans, all have to remilitarize their military industrial complex, which is kind of indirectly push the boundary of Second World War, even the First World War, because every country has the ability to go to war with their own will, with their own power, and thinking that they can win the war. Well, after Second World War, we kind of push all our military asset to one country, United States, as the protector of the world. It works. For the past almost half a century, the world was relatively in peace, and now we are approaching probably another, maybe 1 year later, the world is in much more peaceful world than before. So yeah, there's a double-edged sword. There is a pros and there's a con for centralized military to one country as a responsible country, or to decentralize it so that everybody pays fairly. That's one way to say. So anyway, today's video probably is going to be a very long video. Kind of say, let me lower down the, I need to zoom in. Yeah, so yeah, I have kind of a lot of things to cover. Probably it goes more than an hour. I try to make it less than 2 hours. It's gonna be boring, maybe. It's gonna be boring, but it's just that I'm gonna talk about it again. Disclaimer: a lot of these videos are kind of for my personal use video, so I don't kind of rely on views to kind of sustain me. Then this is not the video is all about. I do the videos for my record of my collection that I bought on that day, or whatever I got, or what kind of event I've got. And as in a YouTube library, I think that to share my collection to the world, my diary to the world, it's an open kind of diary, so that, to inspire people in collecting. And some people might say, hey, I can be better than him in collection, or find ways of inspiring how to collect their own banknotes. So yeah, that's one of the few things that people can be inspired of on their hobbies. Well, before I move on the good things here, one bad news I had, not kind of bad news, is I have sold one of my banknotes to, officially has departed my hands. Sad, very sad. I had that note since I was in the year 2005, 2004. I had that banknote with me, and I've departed it because I got a note that is better condition than that note. So I sold that note and recover certain portion of money. The kind of bad thing is the person kind of lowball me quite low. But since I am in the dire to, I have flexibility to sell it and yet not losing out too much, so I agreed that price that I asked him bump it up. He's trying to ask me to sell it to 500. No, I'm asking for 800. So yeah, eBay is selling around similar condition of that note around 800 to 900 ringgit. So I'm just selling at 800. But I know he's from China, mainland Chinese. That's why he bought that note, because it is the first series of the 1949 People's Republic, China. It's banknote, so it's still very sought after in mainland China. He saw it, instantly he asked to buy. Well, when he asked to buy, I know that he's gonna sell it in China for the same condition for more than 1,000 ringgit. So I wouldn't. It's my first time experiencing about selling to somebody is non-Malaysian, especially from Chinese people. They're low ball when they purchase, and when they sell it, they're really high, and they won't budge. So I call this quite a stubbornness, I would say, and many might call myself as very gullible. But yeah, it's my first time selling a note in my entire life of my collection. But yeah, it's a good return, to be honest, because that note I got it at that time probably around 200-300 ringgit. Getting it more than double to 800 is pretty reasonable, I would say. At that time, 2005, Chinese banknotes were still relatively very cheap, 200-300 ringgit kind of thing. So right now it's exploded to thousands of ringgit. So yeah, that's one sad news. One note has departed me, but I have a bunch of notes that have already joined my collection or my family. So I'm gonna go through one by one, and it's gonna be a long and tedious talk, lengthy. So I'm gonna go through from some things from the back that I've got. Firstly, the auction. I did mention that I bought an auction from Trigo. March 2025, lot number 1640. If some of you might watching is a local Malaysian, you can go to Trigometrics and go to the lot number 1640. Just last auction, you know what I bought. So the auction is actually this two, just this two. So this one I've already got, so pretty much is a double note. So probably I'm just going to give the worst condition as, or sell it, or give it as a present to somebody who wants it, or don't want it. So my choice. But I haven't done it. But the main thing I actually bid on this lot is this one. Single block 10 yuan. Actually, both of them are manchukuo, from the Japanese puppet government in Manchuria. So this is the banknote that issued. So the unique one is this one, which is just a block number, no serial number on it. This is I would say is the second series. The first series will be a green color. The background is black, green color building. So the second series they have two, which is a block or block with serial number. So the rarer one is actually the one with a block only, because this one is printed later time than the serial number, because when the war was coming to the end, this was printed in around 1944, 1945. It was a very short span of time they print this note, and at that time hyperinflation happened. Cost wise was economically is very bad, because Japan is losing. So they started to print without ever protecting the currency's value. They just keep printing. So they just use block number in their print. Hold on, man. Yeah. So yeah, so condition wise, I like it. It's kind of like about uncirculated. There's no fold, but there is some wrinkles here, as you can see. There's wrinkles there, so it's not a perfect uncirculated note, but it is a good condition note, no fault I would say. Compared to this one, this is a bit more disastrous. I would say this is a fine condition, to very about fine condition. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Manchurian note I got, and then the other one is I bought in a fair. Now on the fair, I got this note. I'm just bringing back that one. See, the back one is, this is the first series. So the first series is the Manchurian word, and also the Chinese letters and the Manchurian letters here. The Bank of Manchukuo, Central Bank of Manchukuo, is the herd of sheep. So compared to, this is the first series, this is the second series. The front maybe look the same, but the back is totally different. You see, even the color is indication is different. This is green color. The first series is green color. The second series was in blue color. So yeah, what's so unique this one is, you know what, it's better I bring it back there to show you why it's the difference. Okay, other than the color and the background different, the most important part of the difference I found this one, although it's in a very disastrous condition, I would say, if there is a better condition I would have bought the better condition, but the problem is they don't have that. The dealer, I believe he's a Russian dealer, the Russian guy, only has one out of 20 pieces he has only one of these. Most of the pieces is this. The most important part of the note of this, why is this so uniquely rare, other than its condition, is this is a 6-digit serial number. Normally you will find a 7-digit serial number. You see this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 6-digit. They are much more rarer. They're one of the earliest issuance, and they're much more difficult to find because the wear and tear at that time majority has been destroyed, so none of it is in a very good condition. Not many. There is, but not many. That's what makes it so rare. Then they have another one, second series. This exactly the same in 7 digits. So that one is much more common. Yeah, much more common. And then after that print, there's a third variation, which is probably only one block number and serial number here. At the bottom will be empty. That one is even rarer because it's coming near to the end of the Second World War, and the country actually became disbanded. So yeah, that's the difference comparison. That one. So I found this one. Got it for about 20 ringgit. I'm not sure I got, but yeah, it was cheap. 20 ringgit. In this kind of condition, probably if graded, there's no point of grading it. Look at the condition wise. Let me zoom in here like that. Yeah, much better. Is that, yeah, kind of. It's still more than its face value. It's still difficult to find, and I think in a book it might cost about 60 ringgit. 60 is a bit on this kind of condition, 60 ringgit. But if it's in a uncirculated condition, that was about 300 400 ringgit above. They're much more expensive. So yeah, it's a very lucky for me to have this note, and hopefully in the future, if I find a better condition, I would gladly try and buy it and replace this one as part of my collection condition. Alright, that's one auction lot I won. The other auction lot that I've won is this one. This is considered as lot number 1642. Same auction session, March. This is last week auction. Now this one, they come with a bunch of notes. It's not just one. One lot has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 banknotes. But the most important banknote that I am looking for when I bought this one, when I bid on this one, was these two little suckers. This two little suckers is the one that has value. Condition wise, yeah, it's pretty darn bad, but this type of notes are very hard to find. And for me, this whole thing, I won in a very good price. I think less than 100 ringgit, but even though it's less than 100 ringgit, one of these is already cost about 150 ringgit on this kind of condition, so it's already covered my costs at the end just by one note. So this is the 20-cent Bank of China, which is 2 branch. Original overprint branch was Harbin, but was cancelled, changed to Shanghai. So this is the 20-cent. The 10-cent is much more rarer than the 20-cent. Today, actually, in the numismatic fair today, I actually found another seller, a better condition, but 10-cent. But that one he's selling at 450 ringgit, which I actually back off because it's quite a ridiculous price for me to pay at that moment. So I am not willing to spend my hard-earned money on that note. But this one, yeah, pretty much I'm okay. There's some sticker foreign substance here. I think something had peeled it off it, but yeah, so one piece of collection of my note. The other one, as I have continued, is the custom gold unit, Central Bank of China, printed in 1948 for 2000 custom gold unit. Yeah, this is one of the one that I kind of look at it. I don't have this one, but so I saw somebody in the auction is selling it, so might as well get it because it's one of those notes that is quite difficult to get and difficult to access in the normal condition market. So now somebody's selling it, so I bid it. Yeah, that's the two notes. That is the value of the one that I'm looking for. The others is mostly I don't really focus on. I already have this, so this is my second one. I could probably just give somebody. It's a very good condition, about extremely fine, I would say. This is a Bank of Communication, 5 yuan, printed in Port Branch of Shanghai, 1914. So yeah, it's quite pretty common notes, and it's vastly very cheap to get. Easily you can get this for 50 ringgit or even 40 ringgit, depends. I have reached this version 1947 and 1941, 1942 notes. This one I haven't come to the point that I'm focusing on collecting this one, as I said in my unit, my few videos back. I'm more focusing on the custom gold unit and this one for Central Bank of China and the other Bank of China. So I'm kind of focusing on that in any resources, or including Bank of Communication. But I already have duplicates, so I'm just why I'm saying this why I have it. So this comes to me. This is just a bonus, since that two notes just now I mentioned has already covered the costs of my bid. This is just like a bonus, free. So this is one, and another one quite bad condition. Today I found a good condition, but I didn't buy it because I already have one. So I'm not yet willing to upgrade it yet, because to buy this from the better condition, it costs about 100 ringgit. So no point. I have a focus on, so I don't desire that. And another custom gold unit which I've already have. This condition is much better. I mean, sorry, worse. I had a better condition in my album, so no point of sell. I'm probably gonna sell this or give away to somebody, so at least somebody who wants it. So yeah, all this is extra notes for me. This is the one I wanted, and this is the one I wanted. So yeah, good bidding. Already recovered from my costs. So yeah, value is higher than the cost. So those are the two, those I have already bid. The rest onward is what I bought. The rest is what I've bought from the numismatic fair. So yeah, let's go through one by one. What should I start there? Probably I'll just start from the China side. So there you go. The first one would be this one. Central Bank of China. I have the $10 if I'm not mistaken, the one which shows the Great War China 1942. So coincidentally I saw the guy having this, so I was thinking of getting one of it for my collection to match back. Then probably in the future when I focusing into this series, at least I reduce certain degree of pay. This is 20 ringgit. I've got this for 20 ringgit. It was a very darn cheap one. So yeah, it's pretty common. Uncirculated wise should not be more than 200 ringgit, but yeah, condition wise is very good. Couple of fault lines, but not crippled until the entire thing looks bad. So yeah, 1000 yuan, 1942. I call this the Great War series because the other denomination also shows the Great War and the military who is stationed in the Great War. So it should be nicknamed, I nicknamed them as the Great War series. So yeah, I pretty like this note. So just eye-catching me that I pop in the whole entire stack. This thing pops up in my eye that I know it's the Great War, and I tell you it is a Great War. So this is how I got. Watermark is the side portrait of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. This is the effigy portrait of Sun Yat-sen. So yeah, 20 ringgit. Okay. Next is probably go on to the other one, bad condition. I kind of accidentally bought this note, but yeah, I know it's also one of the very difficult to find notes. So yeah, this dealer is actually local, but is from the state a bit further from my place to get to him. Pretty bad condition, but yeah, it's a note that I don't kind of focus on. This is the Farmers Bank of China, 50 yuan, printed in 1942. I bought it out from him for 30 ringgit. So at that time, 30 ringgit for me was, was very reasonable. I won't say cheap, but reasonable price for its condition. If it's in a better condition, probably 50 or 60 ringgit. But yeah, but I've never seen anyone is selling it or looking at it. Probably there is good ones in eBay, but they're very expensive. So I found something in the border that I'm not interested in, but I need to fill up my China collection for the Farmers Bank, and the price is reasonable. So that is a level that I would start in as my collection. So this kind of differs to quality over quantity, is quantity over quality situation. So yeah, I just thinking of to get it, at least I have some foundation to work on in my collection. So yeah, Farmers Bank of China. The back is so inked, painted, and it's just quite bad. Almost like a rag banknote. So I won't say, probably it'll be 8 and below this banknote, with a lot of piece missing, especially big chunk here is missing. But yeah, that's one good news. Alright, next China's note is from the Bank of Communication. Here goes. Bank of Communication. This one is 10 yuan, no branch. Basically, it's one of the first approach of note in for Bank of Communication in 1941. They start to try to print banknotes across the entire mainland China without any branch. That was the attempt they're trying to do. So they don't really bother which branch it is, so long as the Bank of Communication note is valid across whole China. So that was their attempt on printing this, but of course they leave us some space here for it to be filled in what branch. But eventually they decided not to. Well, I got this one for 50 ringgit. but the man was previously was trying to sell it at 100 ringgit. I don't know, maybe, but I got it for 50 ringgit. To me, in this condition, no tear much, probably wrinkles. 50 bucks is quite okay for me in this condition, and of course rarity. So yeah, Bank of Communication 10 yuan, printed 1942. So oops, sorry, 1941. So pretty much I'm happy with it in my collection. The next one is this one, which is the main focus of my collection for Bank of Communication. Is the print of 1914 banknote for Bank of Communication, 10 yuan. This is a Tianjin branch, which is one of the elusive notes, I would say, to find. I have the 5, but I don't have the 10. So just to fill up my collection on this one as her feeling. So Tianjin branch is one of the rare ones, very difficult to find. So yeah, pretty much was a lucky strike. 50 bucks for this kind of condition. Color still very strong, every detail is still there. Of course there are multiple folds, stain, tears. Those are kind of typical if it's been used for a long time, but color wise, compared to the rank one, as I say, this is much better condition. So yeah, it's a very good find, to be honest. This is a very good find for me. Bank of Communication 1914 branch Tianjin. So yeah, that's one I would be very happy to keep in my collection. Next and the last from Bank of Communication I bought is this one. Bank of Communication, a little bit modern one. This one 1935 design, quite modern. They have the Summer Palace in Beijing as their landscape for the reverse side of the banknote. Front, as usual, either is the bank or the, it's a Bank of Communication, so tendency they'll have a lot of infrastructure, aeroplanes, whatever you call it, train, trucks, cars, anything related to communication, even telegram cable wirings, electricity is their main portrait. It's not a person, it's always a building or inanimate object as their main effigy in the front, so as their portrait. So this is one of a very good find in this condition. Got it for 35 bucks, 35 ringgit. Originally he was trying to sell me to 50 bucks. I kind of told him that I have been his dealer in Facebook quite often, and I show him that I bought it from him, and being a loyal buyer or something like that, he gave me a discount from 50 bucks to 35. So it's, to me, it's a very good steal, to be honest, for this one. So that's another one in my collection. If you buy the uncirculated one, that costs a bong, probably around 300 to 400 ringgit, which I don't really want to spend so much money on this type of banknotes, because the quantity of this banknote out there is a lot, literally a lot. Even today, the buyer I bought it from him, he has plenty of this note. Of course, what judge them to become 400 or even 500 ringgit for this type of note? It's its condition. This condition is not uncirculated or about uncirculated. I would say is very fine condition. I won't say it's extremely fine, very fine condition, but it's stained quite badly, to be honest. So yeah, 35 bucks, 35 ringgit for 10 yuan, the Bank of Communication. It's a very good buy for me, to be honest. It's a very, very good buy. Another one China that I've bought is this one. I bought it from the Russian dealer. I've been trying to get this note in a reasonable price. Most of the time I've try and attempt to get this note, they always cost more than 80 ringgit or 100 ringgit, even in such condition. So finally I met this Russian guy who's selling this one. I mean, the condition is not that great, but yeah, I don't mind to buy the Farmers Bank. It's again the Farmers Bank of China. And you can see there's a lot of written messaging here. I cannot read cursive writing much. The only thing I can read is William T something something Sam Silit or something like that, something SILIEW. I'm not too sure, but something I read here, William T Sam, and another word is daddy. I'm not too sure what the message is, but yeah, annotation with stain of messaging is there. But to me, this is kind of historic because this note has gone through a journey becoming a messenger during this time. It shows there is some history that this note has gone through, and yet for those years since it print in the mid 90s, it's, to be honest, a superb condition if we reach to 2025. So he's 1935. So yeah, it's the dealer's trying to sell me 800 Hong Kong dollars to convert it to ringgit, but he gave me a discount up to 50 ringgit. So yeah, it's kind of a 20% discount, I would say. So it's still reasonable discount from the note that I am looking for. So yeah, this buy makes me very happy because I have this version, this series note at the 5 and the 10, but I don't have the smaller one like 1. So yeah, another one to fill up the gap of the denomination for this note. Yeah, so yeah, I got this for 50 ringgit. Now, another 2 notes from Chinese notes that I've kind of invested in is this 2 little suckers here. These 2 little suckers. Ooh, some of you might debate right now that should it be in this cost wise or should it not. But I think it's okay. This is not so good condition, but yeah, most of you would know it's one of the very rare notes because this is the type that has a serial number with an alphabet numerical alphabet and serial number on it, both of them. These are the types that are very rare. Normally you see it's just with the Roman numbers. Those are the just like, I would say, like block numbers. So they print a lot of those. So they are like cost what, 20-50 cents at least. You can get one of these for like 1 ringgit or so, or 2 ringgit in a better condition. They're very, 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 very common, except when they have serial numbers, that becomes rare. These are limited. These are the ones that are first printed before the printer just left the Roman numbers. So because of course limitation there, most of it is destroyed throughout use, wear and tear. But yeah, I've got this both at a reasonable price. It's about 50 ringgit. Again, gave me 20% discount. So you convert this to ringgit minus 20%. That's the price I paid. So I paid this one for 60 ringgit, I believe. This one 60 ringgit, and this one for about 50 ringgit also. So yeah, to me, they're still good price. 50 bucks for this, I think still good price. A note that I don't have it in my collection for the People's Republic of China. Of course, there's most of you would have realized if you are an avid collector for the Chinese banknotes. Yes, there is one missing here. I got a 1 cent, I got a 2 cent, but I don't have the other one. Yeah, the other one, the boat, the ship type, that one he has it, but they're all in very, very good condition, and they're selling about whooping 500 to 800 ringgit for a small piece of, like this size. 500 to 800 ringgit, but he has a very very good condition. I would say about uncirculated to uncirculated condition, so it's a fair price, I would say, but yet it's out of my reach for my capital collection, so I've refused to buy those and wait for next time to get the other note. Hopefully in the future I will get it, hopefully. So at the moment I will buy this two first, and then hopefully the other one I will get it the next convention in October, where I save enough money. So yeah, Ethan and Irfan, People's Republic of China, serial number, with serial number, one of the rare breed finds, and it's one of the great, it's one of the most valuable collection I've bought today, is this two lots compared to the others. Okay, where's the next one would be? Let's go Japanese. I've only got two, one Japanese and one Malaya one. This one I found it in his, as I did noodling across all the stack of this banknote, I finally found the small block number printed during the Showa 17 reign year of 17 of Showa era, which is considered in my collection the last block in my collection. When I say last block, because let me show you the catalog book. Is it? I'll just show you some of my collection. Yep, here we are. 11-61. Okay, which is consists on the second one here. So they have this year 17, year 18, 19, and 20. Block numbers serves year 17 1 to 90. Block year 18 is 91 to 849. Year 19 is 1 to 211, and year 20 is 1 to 177. If you notice, the rest is quite huge in number, especially the year reign in 1918. And you look at the price, they're quite steadily very cheap. But the year 17, they are relatively more expensive, 3 times more expensive than the other years. So year 17, they print from block number 1 to 90. And it was the last one. Right now I've already ticked it off, so I've actually completed this series of the collection. This is the one of the difficult ones to find compared to the others. The others are quite easy to find, and you can find it uncirculated, and they are in a very reasonable price. But the ones that's the second 50 cent, which is showing the Yakusuni Shrines temple and its Torii Gate, they are the ones that are very very rare to find in a uncirculated condition, especially like the year 19 and year 17 uncirculated is much different. But for me, I have completed collection quite, so I'm very happy. It's kind of like a victory lap of the search is ended. Year 17 reign of the Showa, block 1. Even the first block print, they're supposed to be 1 to 90 something, but I've got a block 1. Condition wise, I would say probably at fine condition, fine to very fine condition, low side of the very fine condition. So yeah, it's a note that has given me a feeling of it's finally completed in my collection. Most of my Japanese notes in the modern era, like post World War and in the midst of the Showa eras, and Taisho era, probably the late Taisho era, I have almost completed the set. Really almost completed the set. The remaining Japanese banknote that I haven't collected is the occupied territories like Manchukuo, Taiwan, mainland China, Indonesia, Southeast Asia side, Oceania. Those notes I don't have. I haven't started collecting that. But mainland Japan, I've almost completed. Just remain few, which are very, very difficult to find. And also during the Meiji era. During the Meiji era's banknotes, those notes are all expensive. Even a poor condition is too expensive for me to get it, and they are very, 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 very rare. The problem is very rare is the banknotes material used, especially the paper itself. It consists of mulberry barks and leaves. Mulberries trees fiber into the banknote. Unwise because insects love to eat mulberries, especially silk bugs. They're caterpillars on the making silk. Is the notorious bugs that love to eat mulberry trees or mulberry leaves. So those banknotes, a lot of it are disintegrated much quicker, in a very bad condition. So it's very rare to get a very good condition or even a quantity, and that kind of notes are super expensive. So I'm not so sure whether in my lifetime I can complete the Imperial Times banknote, but the important part is certain degree of modern Japan where I live right now is completed. So almost completed. There are a few notes that are missing. There are niches and they are not commonly found in the market. So it's a search again. Like this thing is like even this note is a search. But I managed to find this one. So I'm pretty happy I found this to complete this series, but there are others that I have to continue in looking for it. So yeah, one of my pride joy today is this note that finally complete. Next, the Japanese occupation note is this one. This one is bought from a local dealer, but he lives in the other states, so definitely I won't have the time or conveniences to find him. But if I do drop by at the state, I will visit him. But he got a note that is the with the serial number. So this is considered as the $1. The Japanese government occupying Malaya, the Imperial Japan's occupation. The MA and MB are the only notes that print with serial number. Well, I got 2 copies of MA, which is a much more rarer type of note, I believe. But it's my first time seeing MB, sorry. So I was thinking just why not get it in good condition from them on this one. So this one for about 150 ringgit. I think it's reasonable price for its condition. This type of notes with serial number is very, 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 very rare to find those with uncirculated condition or even extremely fine condition. If you found it extremely fine condition of this kind of notes, they're worth I wouldn't dare to say they can worth more than 500 to 600 ringgit more. You know, those notes are much more expensive. There's a lot of people are looking for the good condition this type of notes for $1. So yeah, and the other rest notes for this one denomination is like the $5 and the $10, which I've already have it in a very good condition, but the $1 part is the one that I don't have a good condition. But I heard they have MA and MB as the prefix, as the serial number. So MA I've got 2 already. Probably I'm thinking of selling one of the bad condition in my collection and keep the good one. And I bought the MB just for sake of collecting a set of $1. So yeah, I repeat, it's the Malaya occupied by Japan, the Japanese government, $1 with serial number on it. Printed in 19 I'm not mistaken, they printed in 1941 or 1930. 1941. I believe it was printed in 1941. Sorry, it was printed in 1942, 43. Yeah, around that period. Yep. Well, that's it I have from China, and the rest would be moving towards more western side. So I move on to the Russia, which is the Soviet Union. I found this note. I mean, he has about a couple of this note, but he only has 4 of this note, which what I'm looking for out of those many. They look exactly the same. The only difference is their watermark. I don't know whether you can see the watermark, but I don't have the proper lighting to show the banknotes. So yeah, I don't have the proper lighting to show the watermark. I can see from here, but I don't think you can see it on the note. Let me try. Let me see if I can get the light underneath. Can you see it? You see the solid stars going one line from left to right is actually going up from left to right. Yeah, this is one type, and the other type is a solid is from the left to right is going down. What they call it, this kind of watermark stars, as ascending stars, and the other one is descending stars. So the one I have in my collection for the Russia's banknote is the descending, not ascending. So this one is the watermark is ascending, which is a rarer type of watermark compared to the descending. The descending one is the common one. So yeah, he has plenty of this note. I think he has about 25 of this note. Only 4 is actually is, you know, ascending. The rest are all descending. More than 21 of those notes he has is all descending. Good condition, very, very good condition, uncirculated, about uncirculated condition. But only 4 of this note he has is ascending stars as a watermark. And yeah, I picked the one as the good condition. To him, as he's selling it all in the same price, so I just picked the best one. And pretty much it's a good deal. 1992. This is the period where the transition period of the note going to convert into democracy in Federation of Russia from the Soviet Union to Federation Russia. Sorry, Russia Federation. What am I talking about? So yeah, 1,000 ruble. The rare watermark of ascending stars. So yeah, it's one collection I bought. How much I got this one? Well, again, 20 ringgit. Yeah, you heard me. 20 ringgit was a cheap one. Actually, compared to the other just to note to myself, compared to the last events that I went through and spend my money, this is the only event that I kind of satisfies, and spending wise is at a very reasonable level. So everything I bought is quite cheap. What I'm looking for is right there, and those that I'm looking for and it's too expensive, I resisted to buying it. So it's a very good discipline for myself not to overspend. You set a budget, whatever you can afford it, buy it. That is why I spend most of my days on day 1 and day 2 is going through other people's collection as fast as I can and record those notes, which one I wanted to have, and those that I don't have in my collection, I try to go back in the day 1 at night, look through it and check the price, whether they are in reasonable cost, and then is it overpriced by the dealer or underpriced, or is it reasonable price. Many of them I find they are overpriced for its condition, but of course there are others who are selling at below price and reasonable price, and that's where I've returned today and try to negotiate with them a better price if I buy in more from him on others. notes, of course, not same notes at all. I only buy one note, one type at a time. So yeah, next, just for fun. Now these are the notes that I got it for fun. There are two notes that I got it for fun. These two, no relation to my collection, current collection. They joined my collection as open arm, as a newcomer. Bulgaria, I don't know to what. Literally, this is a new note, new type of things to study. All I know of is comes from Bulgaria to something. Printed in 2005. I can see they have the Urian stars right here. Say Urian stars here. Very beautiful strip for an East European country, Bulgaria. The notes is actually very beautiful. Very unconventional proportion size of the note, but I like the design of the note. It keeps very. It has the European look. It's almost similar to Croatia's note. It's similar to actually German, the old German mark notes. They look almost similar, you know. It draws me into those notes that I really really love. In Bulgaria, I seen it. They are expensive, but yeah, they are very expensive, but it's beautiful. And I found this one just for less than 130 euro. The fellow is selling in euro, so I had to convert it to ringgit. So the only original price I know this was cost €1.35, 1.35 euro. So to me, just buying a piece is still quite happy. The other one I bought is this one. Now I'm not too sure this note. Probably this is my second note I bought from this country. It's polymer. It's a plastic polymer money. Banca e Sopiresi. I think Leke. I think this is how do I say? I think this is Lithuania, if I'm not mistaken. Leke or Albania. Probably it's Albania. But this one, yeah, I think it's Albania. I'm not too sure. Anybody knows of the currency for Leke is coming from? Just drop down in the comments to let me know. But yeah, I got this one probably less. Also, again, I think I got it for 2 or 3 euros. I'm not too sure, but I do know. I recall that I bought this one very cheap. I think I had the receipt. One moment. Hang on. Yeah, I think I bought it at a very reasonable price. I have a receipt, but I don't know where I put it. Can't remember where I put my receipt. Oh dear me. But yeah, Leke. I think this is a Albanian note, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, drop me a comment and let me know where this country is. But it's printed in 2017. Polymer, 200 Leke. And the note is kind of beautiful as a polymer. If you can see the portrait, the translucent portrait face, it's the negative of this face into here, and the detail of it as a negative is beautiful. The tone is very beautiful. You can see that the gradient of the notes of the white and the transparent is very very well played. I like this design on the polymer money. It's really really beautiful. Yeah, it's just really beautiful. I like it. It looks simple, not much of design, but again, the color and the tonality of different varieties of color, and the window here of a portrait with a very beautiful sharp contrast of the whites is really well played. I like this note. That's what attracts me to to buy this note. So those two notes is kind of new notes to me. So I don't have any of the collection or any focus yet on this countries. So probably I won't revisit this one very soon. Probably another time. Yeah. Okay, the next European country is Italian. I have one note of this already, to be honest, but I already have one note of this, but I thinking of upgrading for its condition, and I found this one in a very good condition. One thing attracted me in this one is, if you all know who is this, it's a famous portrait of the second emperor. I would say it's the second emperor of Rome, Emperor Augustine, who established the Pax Romana, and a very peaceful time in Rome, I would say. Yeah. So this is 1 lira, like 1 cent, if I'm not mistaken, $1. It's like $1 to Italians. So yeah, it's beautiful. The only thing that I don't like about this note is this. Somebody written here 61. Probably referring to the year it was printed, 1961. But yeah, just to upgrade my note, so I have this note, but a very more damaged condition of the note. So the reason I bought this note is to upgrade it. So yeah, just upgrade the condition, but nothing special to say its value. Yeah, nothing to say its value. Even I can buy this for uncirculated, it just costs about 100 or 200 ringgit for its price and common value of it. Alright, next I'll probably visit this last later. Let us head down to Africa. Yay! These are the two to complete my, just to fill up my denomination. This is a revised denomination or the reform of the currency of the Bank of Sierra Leone. So the original note of this one, I think it was 20,000 Sierra Leone, and this was 10,000 Sierra Leone. So what they did is they just removed 3 zeros at the back and print out as 20 leones, and this is from 10,000 to 10 leones. So they're equivalent to 20,000, and this is equivalent to 10,000. So it's relatively new. It was printed in 2022. Revised was in the year 2022. So yeah, I won't say that this old note is a very new note, but I like the front of the note. It's very simple. It's very slick, I would say, but if you ask me in design wise for the back, I think they can do better. This looks like a propaganda, like a poster child, put it on the wall. So I don't think it's very suitable to put it on a banknote too. I know that what they're trying to say, like the children, the future through education is importances. Sierra Leone has a war-torn country, is a hotspot for child soldier, if I recall, during the Civil War. So yeah, they're trying to focus on that children should be at school, opportunity to learn. So education for gender employment, education for gender empowerment. Sorry, not employment, empowerment. So that's one of the propaganda through banknotes. So I'm very happy to see this one in my collection. The other one is 10 leones, printed in the same period, 2022. The front again is very nice, but the back is very plain. But no, understand they're trying to portray is their farming industries and so forth. So yeah, if it is something special, nah, I don't think so. But the front is very beautiful. That's what I like. So yeah, Sierra Leone. They have another denomination like the 5 and the 1 denomination, which I can't find anyone has this note, so it will be another look for in my collection. So they are still missing. So the search still goes on. Now we'll go back to Southeast Asia. I've got this note for 10 ringgit, uncirculated condition. So it's a very good condition note. Sharp, print wise is good, and it's double A. The reason I just bought this note is because it is just double A. It is a first prefix for the 5th series. Alright. So yeah, in a very good condition. So 10 ringgit, I think this is worth a good investment in the collection. Yeah. The other one is my kind of one of the big investment of all my collection. This one, I bought this for 280 ringgit. It's one of the largest denomination in Cambodia. 200,000 rial. It's a commemorative banknote for Cambodia. First time I see silver threads is gold threads. It has the good color to contrast. A lot of it is yellow, orangey, pinkish background, combining a gold color. It's very beautiful. It's very royalty, if you ask me. The note is very monarch. The note is very, very, very monarchy. You can see the silver threads changing colors. It's in gold. It's not even silver color. And then they have the emblem of the country, not a flag, but the emblem of the country. So, oops. It's a commemorative banknote printed last year. I was trying to look for this note, but nobody's actually selling it. Wow, even the silver thread through here is gold color. Really beautiful. I mean, among all the Cambodian banknotes, this is the one that I love. I like the monumental, the 4 face face of the Khmer old temple buildings. It's very beautiful. His Majesty the King of Cambodia in the very grand, fashionable signing a document. I don't read Cambodian, so I'm not too sure, but I do know this is actually a commemorative banknote. 200,000 rials, largest denomination banknote issued by Cambodia, I would say. And the size of the paper is really big. It's really big note. 280 bucks. If you convert it, the face value of the currency to ringgit, 200,000 rial, Cambodian rial, is equivalent to 212 ringgit or so. So 212, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 ringgit, at least around 60 ringgit. The dealer make a profit out of me, 60 ringgit, which I can live with, to be honest. I can live with. I was trying to budget him to go down to 250, but no dice. I think it's a bit too low for him to make profit. That's 20 ringgit profit he can make. So I don't think it's fair to him. So yeah, since I only buy one piece, he has a couple of these pieces, but I picked the one with a good number. If I play with a number, but I like to see good numbers. So this one is 2330. So it's quite one of the very nice numbers. It's one of my favorite note in my collection at this moment for Cambodia. It's not expensive, but it is the most expensive per note I bought today in the today's fair, in a numismatic fair. It's one of my most expensive piece. The rest, they're quite below 200 ringgit or even 100 ringgit less, as I just mentioned. This is 280 ringgit, so it's near 300 ringgit mark, but it's beautiful and it fills up my collection. It's one of my notes that I'm actually hunting for. But so yeah, greatly fulfilled, feel very fulfilling. The next note that I've bought, let's go to the States. And another very happy note. Yes, one of it makes me very, very tingly happy. And the other one is, wow, managed to find a star note. a replacement note in a very good condition, probably about, I would say, extremely fine choice condition, extremely fine condition. It's a silver certificate, 1957 B series, star note. I bought this one for about, let's say, 30 ringgit. I sold for 30 ringgit for this note, and looking at the price, it's around that ballpark. If you convert to US dollar at the Freeburg's catalog book at Freeburg's, I've checked through there. They are relatively around 50 to 60 ringgit cost, and I got it for 30 ringgit. It's kind of a good steal, if you ask me. There's one you can see here. It's not a tear, it's something that has been folded here, a lump, because the front there's a line here. I don't know whether you can see. It's a line here, so that produces a line here. Probably it's a fold. There's quite a number of fold. There's one fold here and one fold here, but there's no cross fold here. So there's no cross, but they have one fold here, I believe so. But yeah, I think it's a fit for extremely fine condition. So bought for 30 ringgit, I think is a very good price. It's less than probably around $6. Probably around $6 or so. It's not much, to be honest. So yeah, that's one note. That's a star note for silver certificate. I don't have a silver certificate star note, but I have a normal Federal Reserve note star note. Wink wink. I have the 1914 star note for $50. So yeah, who knows. Now this makes me tingly because this is the one that I've always wanted to buy. No matter how I try to get this note, the Hawaii note, from the auction, I always get outbid. There's someone else wanted direly more than I do and willing to pay at a high price. And today I was very, very happy there's one Australian dealer. I assume he's Australian because I live in Australia for a very long time, and his accent sounded very Australian to me. So I was assuming he's Australian, and a lot of his banknotes in the collection that he's selling is Australian. So that pinpoint down that he's Australian. And he has this note. I won't say it's a very good condition. This Hawaii dollar is series 1935 A series with overprint Hawaii, as you can see, and as you can see at the back, the overprint Hawaii. Originally he's selling at 40 Australian dollars, but he sold me is much cheaper than this price. Sold me about 80 ringgit. Yeah, and that's about 80 ringgit is about less than $10, I would say. How about $20? $20, something like that. About less than $20 that I bought the note from him. But you know, it was originally selling at $40, but eventually he just, you know, gave me a good price to a 80 ringgit. 80 ringgit is about 1, 2, 3, 4, less than $20. So is it a steal? Is it a good price? I don't know. Y'all decide. But looking and judging it and how much I'm willing to pay, I overpaid. Probably some might say I have overpaid for this note because its condition is not so good. But to be honest, I have very difficulty getting a Hawaii note or the brown seal notes from any auction house or even eBay. eBay is something very expensive, so something out of reach at the moment in my collection. But today I met this guy and I'm very fortunate to get this note. Even in such a condition, I don't mind. It's a very fine condition. It's a very fine condition, around probably at a Sheldon rating of 25. 20 to 25, I would say. But yeah, It is a note that is makes me very satisfied to get this note. I am very, very satisfied. If I can get a better condition, why not I pay a little extra? I don't mind pay a little extra for this note. But it is right in front of my eyes today, and I gotta have one. So I've got it, and even the price is shocking to me. I heard this is $40. I'm expecting to pay $40. Like 1, 2, 3. I was expecting to pay $120. Sorry, 120 ringgit, because this is a Australian price tag. So it gave me 80 ringgit. That's a 40 ringgit discount. It's a 40 ringgit discount. I'm very, very pleased and very happy, very satisfied. I'm a very happy man. This note makes me very, very happy. Can't say enough. I think I'm gonna look at this note more frequently before I sleep. Yeah. Okay. The next thing that I want to show is things that I get. Oh, there's one more I bought. From this Australian guy too. It's something that I'm looking for, but I rarely collect, is the commemorative coins. I've been looking for this, but without avail. I have not able to. The Australian guy has it, and I got it from him in a very, very good condition. It's not so damaged, and he gave me the protection bag. I think I will keep this one for souvenir. This bag is for the bank in Australia use. Why? Because this is the only country I know that has $2 in it. For $2. So yeah, I'm very happy. This one is just coins out of the blue, and what's so uniquely about these coins are because they are, you don't really can see it. This zoom. I have to zoom in this side so that it doesn't destroy. This is the Olympic game coin. The 2020 Australia Olympic team dedication. This one shows. Come on, zoom. Yeah. Passion. The Mount Fuji in Tokyo Olympic. (2020) Australian team. The Mount Fuji. Courage. And the other one, not so shiny, but this is the best condition I can find, is resilient, with the kangaroo surfing. Now you see how the water, all this are actually color, and they are not actually damaged. It's supposed to be like that. The color is supposed to represent flower, like sakura flowers, since the Olympic Games held in Tokyo. So it's beautiful, I would say. I've been looking for this coin for a very long time. There are people selling these coins, but they're selling overpriced. There's something that is beyond the face value. So I've been resisting buying it. There's an album book for this kind of coins from Woolworth. I wanted to buy that one, but the price for it is around 200 ringgit, 300 ringgit plus mail box, and most of this only can be bought in Australia. The sellers are mostly from Australia, so it literally don't expensive airmail, I would say. So yeah, I tend to back off on that. But finally, there's some dealer from Australia have these coins, and I have gotta have one. I gotta have the set of it. And the last coin is a fire, the torch, striving. It's, if you can see, its words are called striving, and yellow flowers. So yeah, all 5 of them representing Olympic colors, I would say, almost like Olympic colors, I would say, sakura flowers. So I think the most pretty one is this one with the Mount Fuji. Oh man, it's so difficult. Yeah, this is the one. I feel like this is the most beautiful one among all the collection. Luckily, the word courage is very reasonably good word, with a mountain of Mount Fuji, and the color is sakura color, pink. So it's very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful ones, I would say. So yeah, that's one each. It's also painful to me to buy. Each coin cost me 20 ringgit. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 100 ringgit for this lot. Face value is only $10. That's in convert directly to ringgit. That's just only about 30 ringgit. And that man is making a 70 ringgit profit out of me. But think about it. If I buy that from eBay, it's gonna cost me more than 200. It's gonna really cost me more than 100 ringgit, definitely, for sure. Plus, the delivery cost, another 100 ringgit, is ridiculous. That's what's been holding me up since 2020, getting these coins into my collection. But finally, at least today, I have it, and I'm very, very happy. So, kudos to that in my collection. And I get an original bag from the Australia banks using this. It's the original, with instruction that each bag should contain how much of each of those coins. So yeah, that's one of the collection of coins that I have. Okay. Now the rest of the left remaining is just a secret gift I've got. All of these are actually free. I got it for free. Sample coins. Basically, this is all from Guarantee Company. From PMG, NGC, ASG, and their new product in line is trading card grading from CGC. They're basically is one umbrella company. So I got all this as a sample for me to talk about it, and of course another free gifts from their site, PMG. Basically, it's you put your card, you can pull your card for accessing security doors and all that. So I think it's very useful for me to use. So I got one for myself. So anyway, probably tomorrow I'll try to get another one. If I am able to. But I think I won't be, because I have to get tomorrow I'm going out station. Even I'm not working, but I have to family things happen. So I have to do, and of course I have to go to hospital and so forth. Yeah, personal things happen. So yeah. So I'm gonna explain a few things before I end everything. This is the last one. I promise you, this is the last. So some people, when they go to the convention, always PMG will be there. PCGS, I'm not too sure. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But one thing for sure is they will have free samples. The notes are cheaper. Now, I don't know, it breaks my heart. The grading is more expensive than the note itself. So of course they didn't grade it. They just put SA, as you can see. Basically, it's a sample note. And the most important thing, and some people do collect this. From the first KLINF, they collected the 240. I think they have the first one, but I don't know. But I had the last year's and this year's. So this year is 2025, 14. So the end of the year will be 15. There will be another one in October. So hopefully there will be another collection of this. So yeah. So this is actually a free gift. For sample of their note. It's a way of marketing, I would say, to promote. Hey, here's some sample. You can have it. You have a look of it. This is how it looks like. The grading, the plastic. This is going to use. The labeling will be something like this. The security feature of a labeling. We will have some stickers and so forth. You have a QR code for it, so you can scan it and it goes to the web page and specify that it has taken a photo of the back and front for you to verify the note. Blah blah blah. I think it's a very good marketing to distribute this note to potential people who wants to grade their notes. especially high notes. When you send for grading, I always say that you send the notes for grading those that are very rare or very expensive. More than the grading costs is the preferred method. If it's cheaper than like this note is very very cheap, it's so common, and you do it for grading, it's kind of waste of money. Now a lot of people have a different perception, and some might say it's wrong perception, some might say it's right perception, but to me, I think it's a right and wrong kind of situation. When you grade the note, the purpose is to protect the note from further damages. Second, it is validated of what is officially its condition of the note inside. So there is no argument for sake of arguing, because if you are, some people try to argue you so they can lowball you to sell it at a cheaper price, even though they know the value of it is much higher or the condition is higher. So when you have graded, as the function as a grader company is to guarantee the condition of the note and its grading level that you are attempting to buy or sell. That eliminates people to examine the notes, to clear the assurance, to have assurance on the note. So when you sell this note in the auction house or you try to sell to a person, it's much more quicker transaction. And with that, why is the condition of the note that is non-graded and graded have different price? Because to me, some people might say it's because it's graded, you have to pay the grading cost and so forth. But to me, you're paying for the conveniences, because somebody else have already officially declared the note and provided a protection to the note for you to collect, for you to purchase. So you're buying the conveniences of the note. You're buying the security, the safety net of the note that has already been graded and been considered genuine, already examined note. So that is one of the reasons why we send it for grade. So yeah, one way to collect, some people would like to collect as a proof they have went to the event, is have this note and with this label. This is not for sale, so you have to be there in the convention to get one of these notes. So for me, I've already got one of this note. I'm quite happy. So this is the example of their grading a bank note. They also have all this free. The other one is this one from NGC that grades coins. Now I have the last year's one also, so this is this year. That's again they put as sample. So again you can see it. They say read sample 14th KLINF Malaysia March 2025. So it's a sample one, and you only can get it all over there. Everything is accordingly, labels, stickers, the whole shebang. Okay. One thing about I like the mechanism is if you have another one that's actually stackable. See, they are able to stack. This is a small or negative. This is the positive side. So when the negative side is attached to the top here, it's actually not movable. So it's one good way to that you have a bunch of these coins that are graded. You can stack them up and store it in the safe or anywhere safe. So it's one way. So I like they're very sturdy, solid, sturdy. I think when you drop it, they are quite solid. They won't, and these are rigid. They're not smooth. They're rigid, so that you have, you have firm grip. So just now I was almost slip. Even you slip and drop it on the floor, these things are tough. They're designed tough. That is what they're trying to sell. What numismatics is trying to sell is their tough protecting case. That's why they provide the sample, so that they try entice you to use their product to grade, and they use their own kind of proprietary things to protect the coin from further damage and so forth. If you ask me, if they want to further improve the design,
I think they should make this thing transparent. It looks more slick, it looks more beautiful. But a lot of the traditional grading coin enthusiasts, they prefer something like this because it provides background for the coin. If you don't have this, if it's transparent, everything in the on the table or the wall or environment, it gets as a background, it makes the coin invisible. It doesn't pops out in the eye. But you have something like this clear background white like this, the coin actually becomes the main focal point. So that is why they kind of decided, the NGC decided to maintain it white. I have an MCD that is actually Malaysian brand, local brand. They're the only company that I know of uses transparent. Now I personally like transparency rather than a white color because it looks very very old-fashioned. But even old-fashioned means, it's workable, it's functional. So why you want to reinvent the wheel, as some people might say. So yeah, this is for the coin as the part. The other one is the stem, ASG. Like I say, transparent. Now you can see it, but the background of it, if you have a lot of colors at the back, or even if you have white colors, let me see, especially similar background like this, you see that it makes the item itself disappear. It makes the item disappear. So you have to like this, the white color over the white, like this. You see that? If the background is white color and so forth, the note itself doesn't stand out. That is why I believe that they're still using white rather than transparent. They can do transparency. They did this for it. They did it for the notes. Of course, the note is both sides, but they did it for this. Why not this? Because there's customers don't like transparent. But the stem, I'm not too sure why. But actually, to me, it looks kind of beautiful. If it's transparent, it looks nice. I don't mind it. Actually, it looks clean. It looks sterile. It looks secure and sterile. It looks modern. That's what I would say. It looks modern in a collection. It looks like museum. It's something like you hang in a museum kind of thing. So again, similar concept like the ANG. It's almost similar. It's longer dimension wise. It uses the same technology. It's rigid here, so when you drop it, it will damage the entire thing. But the thinner it is, the coin is more bulkier, so it's much more heavier, much more durable compared to the stem. But again, they use the same proprietary system. They have the positive and the negative side, so it's actually stackable on top to another. So it is stackable concept. So you can actually collect this and just store it in the safe or somewhere, put it on top of it, and then you stack on top of it. So yeah, that's one way of it in collection. Again, this is sample of their authenticity for stem guarantee. Now this one, they don't have introduction to this one, but they're just called genuine hand stamp West Market. I think the stamp is much more cheaper to spend on, but yeah, it's a sample. Like I got it, so it's very interesting. If you ask me, for ASG to do something like this, almost similar to the banknote, so it's very nice. The presentation of the graders encapsulation is important. The better the look, sleek and more general design, the more attractive the notes or the item it would be. And for me, throughout the entire process of knowing other banknotes, graders and so forth, PMG still looks nicest. The second one looks nicest will be TQG, because TQG literally was a former employee from PMG, who came back and opened their own company. So yeah, they have similar, but TQG is much more stricter. So yeah, if this was grade 60, it'll go 58 for TQG. It always goes one grade down. So this is for the stamp agency. The other one is a new product I've never seen, but they have samples. Again, the card is actually cheaper than the grading. The grading is much more expensive for the card. This is CGC, Certified Guarantee Company, relatively new company, I would say, and I got two types. The lady of the reception were very happy, and I tried to persuade could I have two. Normally they only can give one sample per customer. I tried to ask that I wanted both of these as a good example for show and tell to potential clients who wants to do grading and so forth, and I don't have any form of grading. So again, this is also the same thing, it's stackable, so you can put on top of it. You see, shake it off, slanting, it doesn't drop because they're actually attached like a rigid here. So similar case for coins and the stamp, it does the same thing, it stacks on top of each other, so you can actually keep something on top of it on the table like this. It keeps something on the table, and you can keep stacking up and up on the table or on the safe or wherever it is, but it's stackable. The idea is this is stackable. Back again, they have same thing as silver, QR code for you to check online this note is graded in what. So most of the details of the notes is they have center, the corners, surface, etc. I think they have four major criteria for you to grade to 10. Now the reason I got this two, I'll explain why there's differences between these two. But so I go through one by one. So they have talk about four criteria: center point, the surface, the corner edges, and the corner round points. Those are the criteria they're looking for. You need to score them all perfect to get actually genuine min 10. Now genuine min 10 means is all probably out of four criteria, 3 are 10 and the other one is 9.5 or 9. Okay, out of the four, 3 you need to get 10, and the other one could be 9.5 or 9. I believe so. That's how I calculate it to get an overall points of 10. Now CGC is relatively new. I just heard that from them last year. Only last year I heard about this company. It's a very brand new company for grading under the guarantee group, because normally in America the only grading company for cards they are most well known of globally is PSA. Now PSA are the bread and butter for trading cards graders. Other than that, a tougher grading company like Beckett is another company that is very tough and more how should I say, more elegant in the presentation. Now I have got one of the Beckett. I actually attempt to get one, probably a very cheap one card to buy just to get the encapsulate sample. This one I got it for free. I didn't buy it. Now the reason why I've had two, can you see the differences of the grading? Both are actually 10, but this one, the gold one, is pristine 10, and this one is gem mint 10. Both are 10 out of 10. But what makes it different from this one and this one? This is higher than this. Why this is gold? The reason is probably because of the 4 sub grading numbers. Probably this one got all 10. 4 of those are 10, 10, 10, 10. Divided by 4 is still 10. This one, if you divide It's still 10, but it's supposed to be less than 10. Probably you get 10, 10, 10 out of 4. 3 out of 4 is 10. The last one probably 9.5. Then it's not qualified to be pristine 10, but only as gem mint 10 or genuine mint condition 10, not pristine 10. That's the difference that you can see. And if you are doing trading card grading and collecting as an investment and so forth, a 10 to 9.5 or even 10 to 9 is a very big difference in price. The gap is wide as the Grand Canyon is. You know, like Charizard, it can cost 250,000 US dollar for the first edition Charizard card of the base set. Can cost about a pristine 10, could cost about $250,000 US dollars, $250,000. Whereas when it goes to 9.5 or even 9, it could drop about to $20,000 or $30,000. From $250,000 to $50,000 to $30,000 US dollar. It's a huge jump from a 9 to a 10 card, and that is a gamble that a lot of the cards investors will have to do. When they poke out a card from the booster pack, you got a rare card, but the problem is it's factory cut, factory made. They're not guaranteed to be at a pristine 10. We always pray for it to be pristine 10, but come on, human errors do happen, and factory do make errors. They're small in numbers, are perfection. So if you were thinking of running into collecting cards, I don't collect cards actually. As a full-fledged collector, I don't pursue card as a collecting instrument for me. But as a hobby, probably yes. But to me, in collecting it for investment and all that, it is very, very difficult, because the jump from a 10 to a 9 of the value of it is very significant. The gap is too big, I would say. So the objective for card traders is to get 10 pristine, 10 out of 10 full-fledged. Okay, now one of the disadvantages of this card, I would say, is they don't write in the detail of all the 4 categories of subgrading. I think there are few companies that do that subgrading. I think another way is they can do is, which they did it, is they have a QR code. You scan the QR code, those subgradings are in the web page for that note, with the serial number of the note, with the serial number note, and the whole detail of this is in the web page, plus the subgrading rating. That is where you see. But here they only show the overall. So some companies, they do show sub, some don't. Now there is one company that I still also, I believe, new. They have a very beautiful encapsulation that I really do think I want to have one as a sample. But they are in America. They are not widely used in overseas yet. Their business has not expanded like PSA and CGC. Even CGC is relatively new. It's just only last year I've heard about them. But they have all the sister companies to assist them to globalize, because these are all well established across the world, in Europe, in Russia, in China, in Tokyo, in Japan, and even in Southeast Asia and Australia. They're well known, and South Africa, in African countries, they are well known. PMG, these are the bread and butters of the world. In America, the bread and butter is PCGS compared to PMG, because PCGS was a bit slow in expanding across the world, very difficult to access compared to PMG. So that's one of the reasons why PMG reasoned much faster, great, better, more recognized than the other companies like PCGS. So yeah, they do great different cards. They do trading cards like Pokemon cards and also Magic the Gathering. I have a few of the Magic the Gathering cards that are rare or art collection cards. And I do have Pokemon cards. I do have Charizard, not a first edition, but after the first edition is the unlimited base, not the second base, but unlimited base set. No, of the Charizard. I don't know how much it would be value it, because I was a kid. I didn't know it was so valuable to reach up to thousands of dollars. But yeah, I hope it reached 9. But since I used that card, probably it will be at 8, 7, or even 6. That kind of number, forget it. Those cards are already used. It's less than 1,000 ringgit anyway. So yeah, that is the difference between the cards. I got a sample here first for some explanation. That is the difference of the 10. This is a gold pristine. This is just a regular gem mint 10 because of the subgrading of the cards. And the system is stackable. As you can see, it's stackable. You know, it doesn't fall off. I'm actually slanting it. So yeah, this is elevated. This is slant. Almost about 90 degrees is slant, and it's not dropping out. So yeah, it's a good way of doing stacking. Yeah. Now all these three has a system of stacking, except for this one, the banknotes. Now, I'll put that one aside. So another one gift I got is actually the one I just said. I think if tomorrow I have time, before I go outstation to my family's hometown, if I can go there and get another one of these, it would be great. I think I need 1 or 2 of these. Would be fun. One, I already have. Probably get another one. So that's the one. The other one is a mystery prize. This is a local Malaysia top quality guarantee, Asia most reliable grading services. Here is the address if you are Malaysian. If you want to send your card, your coins or your banknote for grading, this is the address. Block C, level 2, unit number 3 or store number 3, 10 Kirara Residence, Jalan BK5A/3, Bandar Kirana. Postcode 47180, Puchong, Selangor, DE, Malaysia. DE stands for Darul Salam. Sorry, Darul Salam. Yeah, Darul Ehsan. Darul Ehsan, Malaysia. So yeah, this is the address. Pause it if you want to copy it. So yeah, this is actually a prize for me to go. Today I went there. They sort of give a prize. Inside is a mystery gift. Basically is a sample note. So I'm going to open it. I don't know what's inside of this packages. Hopefully something nice, but it's a sample like this, like PG. So actually we can compare it. So I'm going to open it. I'm just going to open this one here. And what do we have? Let's see, is there anything else inside? Oh, that's it. Nothing else. So what do I have here? Banknote, uncirculated, trigonometric. This is the major organization for the auction house who organize the entire fair for this today. Okay. Oh, this is the brochure. This is a brochure of their company, TQG. Basically, it's called Top Quality Guarantee, TQG. So here you go. There's the number, the QR code if you want to access their page, Facebook and Instagram. That's their address, their web page. This you can use this number to WhatsApp. They are registered in WhatsApp Business. The address, the email address, and their web page. Previously I did talk about their web page. Compared to PMG, their web page is quite obsolete. It doesn't link to record all your banknote on digital platform like the PMG does. So it's quite useless to me, to be honest. Now, what is behind here is the price. category price of their banknote. Now mainly they focus on banknote prices rather than coins. So they only have the price for the banknotes. So modern run is probably at 38 ringgit. Vintage before 1956, 48 ringgit. Running number, minimum 25 pieces of the note. So you have to submit in a minimum of 25 to get a price of 28 each. Specimen or error notes will be 58 ringgit. This current turnaround working days about 14 to 28 days, pretty standard. But for Malaysia, this is very fast already compared to PMG. PMG also run at almost 30 days, but you're coming to run that you have to send it to America and then coming back to America, it would take about 2 to 3 months to get the notes back from PMG. But since this is graded locally, you get it fast. You get it for within 14 to 28 days, you get your notes done. It's very fast, and the grading is, I would believe to say, is much more stricter than PMG. So bear in mind that when you're thinking of grading your notes, because image does tell stories. If your notes grade is much lower, people are going to pressure you to sell it at a lower price. Although you know that in PMG, even in the same condition, the two numbers will be different grade. PMG will be higher, TQG will be lower. So yeah, that's one of the disadvantage, I would say. Then other kind of prices here is the oversized gradings. You have all this here, which I normally don't use this services. Category price, questionable authenticity, QA. These are the different things. For illegible type, 10 ringgit extra. Alternate notes, not genuine, not suitable for certified, will be charged depend on the category. So I have noted that from US that is graded for TQG. I actually got it for 10 ringgit. Is not genuine, $100, not genuine. Everything else, it looks very real except the serial number, which is the not print out. So I didn't have the others like AN, NC or IT or QA. I only got a note that is CET. So yeah. Special requests. They do have special requests. Custom logo and words or tiers is an addition 5 ringgit. So you pay the tier plus the 5 ringgit extra for any words or logo you want to add in. Crossover and regrade, same as the tier cost. Express service, 10 working days is an extra 10 ringgit plus the tier cost. And the tier cost is this tier. Each of them are different tiers, so depends on that. So yeah, this is a brochure that I'll keep on the site. So the sample note is a 1 ringgit. As I said, there's logo, special words, uncirculated is a grading word, and they're written here, 1 ringgit, and so forth. So yeah. And behind the trigonometrics, 14 KLINF March 2025 QR code. I find it useless, as you can see. Great number, or 802 at the back. So yeah, that's the note. So there you have it. My collection almost ran exactly almost 2 hours. So I would like to say again, thank you very much for your time. If you're still around watching this video, but anyway, give me a like if you like it. If you'd like to see the future video, just subscribe. And if you have any comments or any question, leave a comments in the video, and hopefully I'll see you real soon in the future. So for now, thank you very much. Happy fasting for the Muslims, and hopefully happy Eid Mubarak or happy Eid Fitri to all Muslims in next 2 weeks. Thank you and goodbye.